So the big question is this: how these entrepreneurs who started from scratch and had no idea how to sell or market their products or services online and then later on made over 6 figures, 7 figures or even 8 figures became best in their niches and found their dream customers to sell. My name is RJ Ahmed and find this all out in our Interviews with Entrepreneurs show. I interviewed these entrepreneurs and tried to pick their brain of how they actually did that and how they took their business as well as their life to the next level. This podcast is all about the entrepreneurs who strive so hard to become super awesome in their niches. Welcome to Interviews with Entrepreneurs. Welcome to Interviews with Entrepreneurs show. We interview entrepreneurs who are super awesome in their niches. Out here back with another interview. If you guys are jumping on live, use hashtag live. If you're jumping on replay, use hashtag replay. And today's guest, I saw this guest out there when I started in the space, especially with affiliate marketing, probably around like in this initial start of 2019. And this man was crushing it with affiliate marketing. Not only that, he have taught so many affiliates we see in the space right now, high ticket affiliate marketing as well. He went from working in Wall Street and to working full time into affiliate marketing itself. He created a program which is Super Affiliate Accelerator. We're going to talk about it as well. So please welcome Jacob CARIS. Hey, Jacob, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. My pleasure. I'm very excited to be here. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I'm super excited. And I want to know about the quick backstory, the brief backstory, like how you got started and then how you got into the affiliate marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. So my story is kind of in two parts. I finished university in 2010 and went straight into the corporate game. I worked in finance. I'm actually an accountant by trade. And I got into that world in 2011 and pretty quickly realized that wasn't going to be my career path forever. I bought a website off Flipper in 2011, was actually the first thing I ever did online. And that actually did not too badly. But my work was in the field of, we did corporate restructuring. So we dealt with distressed companies. And 2011, the flow and effect of the global financial crisis in America in 2008 hit Australia in about 2011. The banks were really clearing out a lot of their bad debts and all of that kind of stuff. And so I got thrust into the fire when I started working in that field in that year. And so that died off and I never really had time, but I always kind of paid attention to the internet marketing game, I guess, Warrior Plus Forum, that kind of stuff, and was always interested in it. And then I moved to America in 2016 for a job and worked there in 2016, 2017. And it was coming to the end of my tenure there on my second year. And I knew I didn't want to go back to Australia and do the same stuff. So I started reading, started kind of get back into the game a little bit. And I picked up a Tony Robbins book, which I'm guessing what's happened is that's caused me to kind of be dropped into a retargeting market or an interest market rather for Facebook ads. And then Russell's ad hit me for their affiliate boot camp. I remember I was pretty sure I was on the train at the time and on the subway heading downtown in Manhattan. And I saw the ad. You'd get like broken signal between the stations. The Wi-Fi would open up, or not the Wi-Fi, the cell data would open up at the station. So I remember watching the ad and it was like all broken up. And it just made sense to me, the affiliate marketing thing.
Yeah.
Like I was super busy. I only had so much time. I knew I probably didn't have the scope then to build a personal brand because of my corporate job. I couldn't really be active on socials at the time. And I knew I definitely didn't have the bandwidth to be doing, the product creation side and handling customer support and all of that kind of stuff. So it just made sense to me that I could focus on the front end and learn the marketing, learn the sales, which, having worked with a lot of businesses in the corporate world, I knew when you see them fall down, there's usually a reason. And that is a big one, is a lot of operators are good at what they do, but they're not so good at promoting what they do. And so with a strong kind of business operational and finance background, it fascinated me to go and learn that other side. So affiliate marketing just seemed like a perfect natural starting place. And so jumped in with the folks at ClickFunnels and That became the first goal, was their dream car thing, and that really hooked me, and it's just been a wild ride since then.
Wow, that's really awesome out there. How everything was transitioned from you doing that job to getting into this affiliate marketing stuff. So like, what was the most important thing that actually helped you out from your corporate lifestyle? Because I heard about that there was a lot of things out there that actually helped you out in from your corporate lifestyle. How you like worked out to into space initially. So like, what was the top things that you would credit to your job? Let's say that, hey, I learned these things out there and I implemented these things in my online stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that spring to mind. It's a really good question. I think the first one is I was so busy that I didn't have time to overthink the online stuff. All I could do was implement. I didn't have the time to consume 16 different YouTube channels and go through 85 different courses. I bought one course from a dude named Greg Jeffries. And I went through that and I implemented it, which, how crazy it got results, right? I just didn't have the time to overthink things or to go in, I didn't have the time to get shiny object syndrome. People talk about not having enough time. I think in a lot of cases, it's actually the inverse. People have too much time, which is why they get distracted. Whereas I was so head down, and I started out blogging, and I was writing articles on the train and on planes flying to clients and in Ubers, and literally the business was built on the go. I started the first blog in the bar that was in my building in Jersey City. We had a snow day, and so I didn't have to go into the office, and went downstairs to the bar to get lunch, and had this idea. And just started building it then, because I knew that would be like the one day off that I had in the next 6 months. So that was the first one, was that I just didn't have the time to be distracted, which I think is a big lesson. The second one was because of the stressful situations that job put me in. A lot of people talk about, they're like, oh, I'm scared to publish on Facebook, or I'm worried if I put out my podcast and what are people going to think? And when you've been thrown into, from a relatively young age, incredibly stressful corporate situations where there's big stuff at risk, and then you compare that to putting a post on Facebook or sending an email or uploading a YouTube video, it's like, that's not really that stressful. That's actually pretty fun and easy by comparison. So I think by virtue of how brutal the world was that I came from, it armed me pretty well for the internet marketing landscape. And I also think work ethic too. I think everyone has scope to do a little bit more. I don't necessarily buy into the hardcore like hustle culture. Because I've been there and I've done it, and it made me really sick. I got really sick in 2018. But I also think a lot of people have more bandwidth to do more than they probably think, either more focused work or just more volume altogether. So those were probably the main ones that kind of geared me to do pretty well once I was able to jump in.
That's really interesting, because the financial market is like one of the most crucial market, and like one of the most like, that is one of those market out there where so many things are like so many focused, and so many things need to be done in that particular market out there in general as well, that as you said, compared to the people out there who think about what should I post, is it's not relevant at all. It's not like that much of a hard thing at all around that. So like, I remember during the time, obviously when I started out, I was watching you and other affiliate marketers like Spencer or like Greg Jeffries, as you said, because obviously he was one of those guys who was one of the first guys who won Click from a Dream Car Award in general, which was crazy. So like, how you actually thought about, because you created a program which is Super Affiliate Accelerator, so like, how you actually thought about you're gonna start teaching, and not like teaching, but having your own kind of like unique method to it, because most of the people I saw right now in the space who are like, let's say, crushing it, most of them are used to, and especially in these Facebook organic side. And when we talk about organic methods, especially, like how you thought about of getting into that particular way and then teaching a unique method or proposition to those people out there.
Yeah, it's a good question. So there was a bit of a journey between I chased the dream car pretty heavily from the
Yeah.
start of 2017 through till August 18 was when I won it. And then I was after I hit that milestone, I was at a bit of a crossroads, and I could have kept going down that path. But I also saw a lot of people coming into that space. And one of the lessons that I've learned from quite a few people that have taught me many things along the way is zig when other people are kind of zagging, and try and, stay ahead of the game a little bit. And so, I saw a lot of people heading into that dream car market.
Yeah.
And so rather than continuing to do what I'd already been doing, I wanted a new challenge. And that's when I found the high ticket affiliate stuff. Worked with the guys at Legendary Marketer, and hit their platinum affiliate club. Did a launch with Russell and Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins with their KBB thing, and did well in that. So those two really, I guess, immersed me in the high ticket affiliate world specifically, and taught me a lot about what it takes to sell higher ticket info products. So that plus the ClickFunnels, I guess, path is what trained me up in the affiliate marketing world. And I tried nearly every strategy under the sun, and what worked and what didn't work. And one of the big things that I saw missing was things that were really replicatable for people, which is one. And two, one of the frustrations that I found with blogging got me started, but what bugged me about it, and same with YouTube, what bugged me about it was you upload something and then you wait. Right. And being someone who likes to kind of get on the front foot and make stuff happen, that frustrated me. Whereas the Facebook organic stuff, you can, if you want to, and if you've got the appetite, you can drive it a lot more aggressively. Right. Like you messaged me and said, let's get on an interview. You followed up when I was busy. Like you can proactively make stuff happen rather than you uploading a blog saying, who wants to hop on an interview, and then waiting. Right. So that's what I always liked about that side of it. After the KBB and the Legendary Marketer stuff, I took a couple of months off. I was going through some personal stuff. And then I had a big epiphany that this is kind of where the Super Affiliate Accelerator came from. It was more born out of selfish reasons of I wanted to be around more people. I'm a people person. I like interacting with people. And I found that just working on my own in my office, not talking to anybody, all day was starting to kind of do my head in a little bit. So I wanted to build a team around me. So I teamed up with these other two guys, Jamie and Chris, who are specialists in sales and copy. So between the three of us, I kind of bought the affiliate strategy. Jamie bought the sales, and he had affiliate experience as well. And then Chris bought the copy, and he had affiliate experience as well. So we kind of teamed up with this nice synergy between our skills, and really mapped out the plan of attack to go deep onto one part. So, there was people rolling out affiliate marketing courses, which has been done to death. There was a couple of options out there for high ticket affiliate courses. So we went kind of even more specific and broke off our own part of the market, if you will, which was high ticket affiliate marketing with Facebook organic. So that's, we kind of created our own, to use a cliche, blue ocean that way. And, with I guess my kind of couple of years of built up success and momentum in the affiliate space, we had a good amount of demand to tap into when the program went live, which is a good lesson to anybody listening, is refine your craft for longer before you transition into becoming a coach or a whatever. Be very, very good at what you do and build up authority and credibility and momentum before you go and do the coaching thing that you want to coach on. There's nothing wrong with being a coach, but you've got to be able to walk people through the highs and the lows of whatever that path is that they're going to go down. And if you haven't done that yourself, it's going to be really tricky. So, I see people in the affiliate space, they'll make 1 or 2 sales, and then all of a sudden they've got their own affiliate program that they're teaching it. And then they wonder why it hasn't got the momentum. You got to spend longer doing your craft. Like I did it for years before I created my own course around it.
True.
Yeah, so teamed up with those dudes, and then the rest is history.
Wow, that's really awesome. And it's so relatable to the point out there how you actually mentioned that some people out there, and as you said, it's nothing wrong with that for people to teach when obviously they made some money, but actually they haven't gone through the downs because they just even started on their own as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So like even for you, promoting products as an affiliate, I know the commissions are always not the only thing that attracts as well. Everyone can be willing to pay, like, let's say, more commissions in general. Like, how you qualify a product for you to promote in general? Like, what do you think about, what are the things you thought about? Okay, like, these are the things, if they are in the product, I'm going to go in and promote it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of layers to it. So one of the big debates in the affiliate space is should you have to, or should you own what you promote, right? Some
Hmm.
people say no, some people say yes. I've probably, after the first couple of months in the game when I was figuring it all out, I've always been strong on the view that you should own what you promote and really know
Yeah.
it inside out. And that's why our affiliate program's always been members only, is because I don't want people, and I've had big names come and offer to promote it, but they've got no interest in going through it.
Yeah.
And that to me starts to compromise quality when you've got people selling something that they've never been through, right? And we've had tons of people want to be an affiliate, but they don't want to buy it and go through it. And that to me creates a massive gap, because how can they actively promote something? We create a pretty unique experience with our community and stuff, and they just can't promote it hand on heart because they're not in there, right? It's like trying to sell a car that you've never seen, right? It's
Yeah.
really hard to do. So that's the first thing I would encourage folks to do, is if you're trying to find a product to promote, is pick a few and buy into them, right? Like, go into them and go through them and give them a stress test and say, is this something that I really like? Because if you can really get behind the product that you are promoting, it's going to make it way easier. Beyond that, commissions are important. It's got to be lucrative enough for you to do it. I would say don't fall into the trap of blindly following recurring commissions. I think people
Hmm.
overvalue recurring commissions. They love the idea of getting paid every month. But what they don't factor in is churn and the fact that
Yeah.
people drop off quite frequently. So do the actual math on, okay, well, what's a customer worth to me, right? If someone's buying something and you get $50 a month, you're not going to get $50 a month forever. You might get it for 3 months, 4 months,
100%.
whatever. So really do the math on the commissions and go, what makes sense for me and what's my goal? The other factor that weighs into that is, what's your income goal relative to how much traffic do you think you can drive? Most people getting started can't put a ton of traffic through an affiliate offer. So higher ticket stuff is good for that because you need a lot less volume. And then I think the third one is just really know who's behind the program. Do your research on who sits behind what you are selling, because really when you attach your name to something as an affiliate, it's as good as
Yeah.
selling your own product.
True.
Right? It's as good as selling your own product. And I know there's people out there who've been successful jumping from one thing to another, but they're burning their audience. They're literally having to turn their audience over every so often because they give them a bad experience with the product. You're better off taking a longer term approach. Like, I got people who bought ClickFunnels from me back in 2017, 2018, who are now, customers that have been worth tens of thousands of dollars over the journey because you give them a good experience. So think long term and
Yeah.
think, okay, I give them a good experience as an affiliate now. Maybe one day I have my own programs and they buy that. Just keep a long term vision and make sure that you're only recommending really high quality stuff would be my recommendation.
Yeah, like that's so true. Wow, that's kind of a crash course for the people out there. Like, they're thinking about, like, what are products they have to go in and promote. And like, one thing that makes so much sense is, as you mentioned, like, people don't have that mindset of thinking about long term thing. They just want to do things now. They want to grab a customer now. They don't think about how they can get that customer to become a returning customer again and again over the course of the years out there. Like, as you mentioned, like for me personally out there, for the past 3 years, there were some people out there who were like kept buying every single time, and they were reaching back out to me, on Messenger. Hey, bro, like, do you have any other promises for this or that or this or that? So like that long-term thing out there is something that people miss out. And there are a lot of people out there in our space who are in the space for more than a decade or even more than that. And they always think about that long-term approach to it. So like, what are the most, what you see in the space out there? Obviously, you've been in the space from quite a time as well, and you trained a lot of people out there as well, and there were so many success. What is the number one mistake, if you list down, you see people make, especially affiliate marketers, when they get into the affiliate marketing space trying to promote products or whatever it is? If you list down the number one mistake an affiliate marketer make, you see in the space.
I think people don't choose a strategy that fits their situation. And when I say situation, that can be all encompassing in terms of their financial situation, their personal situation, and by that I mean their personality type, their
Yeah.
strengths, their weaknesses, how much time they've got. Are they an extrovert or an introvert? I think there's a lot of people who are, they're trying to upload on YouTube when, look, without being harsh, you're not made to be uploading videos. Like you're not a video person. But if they did a podcast or if they wrote a blog, they might kill it because they might be a really good
Yeah.
writer, but they've heard they have to do YouTube, so they're doing videos, right? I think it's so, and like this is exactly what happened for me. I had to pick a strategy that I didn't really want to do in blogging, but it fit my situation at the time. So I think a lot of people jump to what they're told is the latest and greatest, or what they're told they should do, and they don't consider, okay, my time, my budget, my strengths, my weaknesses, my personality, does this fit, right? So when we have people interested in SAA, the first thing we ask them is, do you want to build a personal brand? And if they say no to that, we don't sell it to them because there's no point, right? If they then get in and go, oh wait, I've got to use Facebook and my personal profile, they're just going to be pissed off, right? So
Yeah, 100%.
find a strategy that fits you and your situation and just stick with that. Because if it's aligned and you've got clarity on what you need to do each day, and there's no hang-ups around the product, there's no hang-ups around worrying about what you're posting on Facebook, talking to people if you don't want to do that. Just find something that fits you, and you'll have peace of mind and clarity, and you'll just be able to implement every day, and that's what's going to compound the results fastest.
Love it, love it. And as you mentioned into it, is some people actually how they portray their products, and they're like, this is your only thing you need at the moment, to get success in the space. Some people portray their products like that, and that is also like one of the reasons why some people are willing to buy, as you mentioned. Some people have to use their due diligence for it 100%. So like one of the last questions I want to ask from you is, I know that you have helped out a lot of people out there in the space, so, and they have made quite a good money out there. Like so many of them are my friends right now. So during this particular time, even though you were teaching them how to make like high ticket commissions using Facebook organic in general, how you were able to manage to recruit those affiliates? And I know like this is one of the questions out there that been asked like a lot of time, probably to you out there, but still like, that is one of the curiosity based questions. Some people out there like just create the affiliates and there is crickets. They're like
Yeah.
none promoting it, or like some are like kind of like promoting it. So like how you manage to recruit those affiliates in general in a way where obviously they were learning from you, and then later on they were obviously promoting a product. There was good quality product for them to promote, but still like how you recruit those affiliates even though they were your customers.
Yeah, you've got to view them like, without crossing any legal boundaries, you've got to view them like business partners. So you've got to do a couple of things. One, give them something awesome to promote that just crushes anything else out there in the industry. Just give them a best of breed product, and that makes their life a lot easier. Give them something that produces huge results, and naturally it's going to make their life easier to promote it. But let them buy into the journey that you're on with the product. So we've got people, we've been doing weekly calls in SAA since October 2019, and we've never missed one. And we've got people still on those weekly calls from back then, right? Because they've seen the product go from a beta that was just a Facebook group and nothing else, right, to a 2 Comma Club product and beyond. And that's a cool journey for people to buy into and be part of. So find ways to integrate people into what you're doing with your product. How I do that is in 2 ways. One, whenever I'm teaching them something, be it an affiliate marketing strategy, a marketing strategy, whatever, I teach it from 2 angles, or nearly every time, wherever there's an opportunity to. One, I teach them the thing I'm teaching them. But then 2, I try and explain to them why I've included it, why I'm doing it, why we're taking this direction. And that's not to justify myself to the affiliates. We don't owe anything to our affiliates in terms of it's our business. We still run it. But when you explain those things to people, it's another layer of value that you're giving them. And they start to feel really, really part of the process, right? They feel, Jacob's integrating me into this. He's explaining to me why he's doing things. I can understand why he's doing things. And honestly, in a lot of cases, those business lessons are probably going to be more valuable than the raw strategy that they're being taught anyway. So find a way to get them to buy into the overall story of you, your product, your brand. Integrate them into the growth process that way. Give them resources to promote it that makes it easy. It makes it easy for them to sell it. And there was one other one I was going to say, and it's just slipped my mind. It's gone. It really comes down to treating them as if you would any business partner in terms of how you compensate them, the resources you give them, the communication with them. Recognition is huge. Affiliates, honestly, beyond the financial rewards, affiliates love being recognized. Right? They love having a post put up about them. It makes them feel really, really good. Right? It's like a basic psychological thing. So just integrate them as much as you can into your product, your ecosystem, your world, and get them excited about promoting your thing, and people will do it. They're not going to stick around forever. You do need, a new supply of affiliates because people move on or they move to other things, which is fine. But if you really nurture that relationship, and when they do well, hold them up in front of your community so that people can see how well they've done. And then that helps lift their brand off more too. All of those things that think about, how would I like to be treated if I was an affiliate for this product? And it'll give you some good insights into what you should do.
Wow, that's so awesome out there, Harry. I remember when Mukul created a type of a magazine cover photo, like promoting. I was like, oh my god, that's so creative out there in doing that, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's good. So, he's good. He comes up with some cool stuff.
Yeah, he danced so well as well. Yeah. So, first of all, congratulations for getting your 2 Comma Club award right now, and it was so awesome interview, to get you on the show. What's next for you? You got your 2 Comma Club finally, and I believe that you're also gonna receive it at Funnel Hacking Live.
No, I can't come over because I'm in Australia and I can't fly. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there in spirit. It's on the wall. It's on the wall here, so I've got it, and but yeah, unfortunately, I can't come over.
Oh, okay. So what's next for you? What is the next step for you right now? And where people can find about you and everything you have at the moment?
Yeah, sure. So where they can find out about me is just go to www.jacobcaris.com. Just my name. That's it. On the website, they can jump over to the Facebook group. That's where I'm most active. Or YouTube as well, which they can search. But yeah, just head to jacobcaris.com and that'll indoctrinate you into the ecosystem. In terms of what's next, so earlier this year, I guess broadened my personal brand from just affiliate marketing to information marketing more generally. One of the things that I've learned along the way is to keep evolving and to keep taking on new challenges. A good way to do that is to look at, okay, well, what have I done? What have I learned? And how can I then incorporate those lessons into my content, but also my product range? So earlier this year, expanded the brand out now. Affiliate marketing is kind of one pillar of what we do. And we're also branching out into the information marketing game as well. So a couple of months ago, I opened up an inner circle to work more closely with people on rolling out their own programs and pushing up into the higher and higher ticket range. And the big goal with that is to create a really unique and kind of one of a kind experience in the information marketing space for a small group of people. So that'll kind of sit at the top of my business, and then we'll have a couple of other offerings along the way. And the goal is to find our best people to ascend into that and create some more pretty cool success stories.
Yeah, that's awesome out there. Well, Jacob, thank you so much for being on the show today. Any last thing that you want to say before we round the show up?
I'm sure your audience is probably a mixture of people, but to the folks that are already doing well, they don't need any advice. They just keep on kicking ass. But to the folks getting started, the online business game will be one of the hardest things that you ever do. It will have you on your knees at points where you want to just give up and quit, because something will go wrong. You'll put your heart and soul into something for weeks, months, and it'll flop. It'll kick your ass weekly, daily. But every time you feel like pushing the red button and blowing it up or quitting altogether, just think in 6-12 months, am I going to look back and go, it actually wasn't that bad and I probably should have stuck with it? Because for me, the flexibility, the relationships that I've been able to develop out of it, the financial rewards, just the whole experience has been so unbelievable that I actually get scared at the times that I think how close I was to throwing it all in. So I'd hate to see people, throw that towel in and give up what could be a pretty awesome journey ahead of them. So just think long and hard before you step out of it, because it's a pretty amazing journey once things really click and momentum starts to grow.
Yeah, absolutely out there, and so true. Like, because for me out there, even though obviously like I'm not at the exact same point you are right now, but still, I started out. I was in hostel. I was doing it all alone. There wasn't anyone out there. And guys, when you guys gonna see the next episode, I'm gonna be in a different house. Because I'm moving to a different place probably like tomorrow. I'm excited for that, but yeah, like even for me, I never thought about it. I'm gonna be making it online, or I'm gonna be like talking with the people out there that I followed when I started out just because of this show. So, well, thank you so much, Jacob, for being on the show. Finally, we made it happen, and thank you so much.
No worries, man. I appreciate it. It's been fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So yeah, guys, this is it for this episode, and we're definitely gonna see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.